expertise and modern technology, the Woodlands Pathology Lab is offering a quicker and more accurate diagnosis of disease, especially cancer, to the people of Guyana. Established in 2016, Woodlands is the only certified pathology lab in the country, a service which they take very seriously.
The need for the pathology laboratory was seen because of the long turnaround time that was initially there for diagnosis. Sometimes patients are waiting for their diagnosis and they end up in a severe case, some even closer to death, and they don't have a diagnosis. So those are things that we wanted to change. Those are the gaps that we wanted to bridge. As a result, we've established the pathology laboratory here.
Pathology simply means the study of disease, and a pathologist is the doctor behind the scenes that interprets the samples brought to the lab. Employing the very best, Dr. Rene Hernandez Santos, a pathologist for 25 years, is the doctor who, with the assistance of his efficient team, identifies a range of cancers and other diseases, enabling doctors to provide their patients with, in many cases, life-saving treatment, all within a number of days.
Here you can have a biopsy diagnosis in as little as 7 days, or depending on the urgency of it, you can have a diagnosis within 3 to 5 days. With our specialty staining, when IHC staining, you can have a diagnosis within 3 to 5 days. Our pap smears, you can have that within 24 hours to 5 days. It depends on the urgency of it. The benefit of the Guyanese population, if you can have an early diagnosis of, let's say, malignancy, it aids in your treatment. And when I say malignancy, I'm referring to cancer. Right? Many persons may have a lump, or they may have something that is suspicious for cancer and they don't know what to do or where to go. Even if you have your surgery in any hospital or any clinic in this country, you can bring your sample here and we will do the analysis on it. We will test it for you to tell you what exactly is happening with that sample. And once you have that diagnosis, depending on what it is, you can start treatment early. And if you can start treatment early, then the possibility exists that you can go into remission, in that you can eliminate the cancer cells, you can have the appropriate treatment, and as a result, you may not have the cancer anymore. Of course, you will have to keep checking that patient, you will have to keep observing that patient, but it aids in that diagnosis process.
Dr. Chitanan Mahadio, general and thoracic surgeon, shared how having a local certified pathology lab has improved the patient care he and other medical professionals provide.
So a certified pathology lab has a very significant impact on our patient care. First things, we have to understand how we work. So the way we do cancer care is a multidisciplinary approach. Not one person will know everything about everything in the disease process. So we usually, as clinicians, make a clinical diagnosis, like we suspect that this thing may be cancer, and we can talk about breast cancer specifically. The lady comes with a lump, and we think that this thing has suspicious characteristics when we examine her, listen to her history. Then we will ask the radiology department to do breast ultrasound or mammogram as a investigative tool, and then we score that with the index of suspicion. But ultimately, everything in cancer care is a suspicion until the pathologist tells us this is cancer. So there are a few random exceptions to that rule, but generally that's what is needed. So no matter how much runaround we do in the clinical field, radiologic field, and all these things, we need a pathologist to tell us this is cancer or this is not cancer. And even more importantly, from my exposure both in the private and public sector, what this lab has offered us is a timely and accurate result. And we need the time and the accuracy. Time is of the essence, because at the moment when we diagnose a cancer, we are already a little bit late. So sitting down and waiting 3 months instead of the 7 days that we get our results back, that makes the world of difference to somebody in cancer care.
For Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the Woodlands Pathology Lab is offering a variety of packages to encourage you to know your status. Early detection is key. These, along with their other extensive cancer and disease screening services, can be found on their Facebook page at Woodlands Limited.
I would like to encourage persons, that if you have observed something that you are curious about on your body, in terms of, we do scraping, skin scraping, we do urine, we do different type of body fluids, we analyze all of those, and it does not mean that we will only identify cancer, but if there's an infection, we will be able to identify that. If there is let's say a STI, right? When we collect that pap smear, we will not only look for cancer cells, we will look for any bacteria, any fungal infection, anything that is there, we report on it.